Hey, everybody. Yeah, you're welcome for that. The original vocoder, the old harmonica there. My name's Jamie French. Welcome to another episode of the Approximate Podcast. This is TGQ&A episode 21. Hold on, having a hard time hearing myself. Turn the volume up there just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so, hey, how's everybody doing? Good? All right. Okay, so we're going to try to make this one quick. We're supposed to do one of these on Friday. Missed it. We're supposed to have an episode up on Monday of the flagship show. Fucked that up. So we're doing a TGQ&A now, as of this date, whatever this date is. And we're going to use this show to do a very specific thing. We are going to kind of purge all of the kind of remaining questions that I have kind of on the back burners that I've been meaning to get to. Some of our more esoteric stuff, and it shouldn't take too long because it's weird stuff. I just want to get it out of the way because there are plenty of shows coming up that we're in the middle of writing, and a whole new batch of fresh questions coming up for next weekend's or the weekend that's coming, the TGQ&A series. So let's just go ahead and hold on. Got somebody in the room already. All right, cool. Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to let the room populate, and I'm just going to go ahead and start getting to these questions after, honestly, I don't really feel like being here right now, but due diligence, have to get it done. It's been a long fucking week. Last week we said we were going to take off to get a lot of projects and work and writing done, which we have, but it's been killing me, Smalls, and I'm still at the tail end of that little venture. We have recorded a bunch of podcasts that are mostly for patrons. Hansel. Mostly for patrons of our Patreon account, which you can go and join up. Please do at patreon.com/Approximate Podcast. But we're doing some really heavy writing and recording of the free shows that come up here on YouTube and SoundCloud. SoundCloud. Anyway, so let me kill some time. Just a second before we get into the questions. I don't want to jump right into them. I just want to explain how fucking busy we've been and try to kill a little time so we can let the room populate. Anyway, yeah, so last night, and like the 3 previous nights, I've been helping a local band record a brand new demo. The Michelle Johnson Band out of Dallas, and we've been getting some good work done there through my studio, through Dead Girl Productions. So I've been spending a lot of time doing that. I've been getting very little sleep. I'm sleeping in this really shitty 2 hours of sleep all throughout the 24-hour clock kind of hellscape. It just sucks. It really fucking sucks. Nothing feels right. Everything feels like I'm on the edge of a dream, and it's just not. It's no bueno. But that's all going to come to a head once all this work is done. Because it's not just the music stuff. It's the porn and the dealing with websites and building new things for... It's a lot of things. And the details will bore you to tears. Suffice to say that it's been very busy. Tomorrow, when I get done with this show, I got to pack up a bunch of shit and go through a checklist. And I got to shoot a music video for a different band tomorrow. And that's been a fucking huge to-do. But we knocked that out of the way tomorrow, and it's really going to kind of be smooth sailing from that day on, except for wrangling all the things I need to do for Thanksgiving. So tomorrow and Thanksgiving, and then I'm fucking free and clear, and the podcast will get back on track the way it's supposed to. Tonight... after this show, I'm going to post for our patrons a new episode of Bad NES. We're Bad. That's the show where we do the little NES games, the little play-along kind of things. Go check it out. They're very fun. $5 a month for the patron, and you get the shows like that. And anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess that's pretty much all that's been going on. I'm just trying to tell you that things have been very busy around here, and we don't mean to be as on a wonky a schedule as we have been. It's just we spin a lot of plates. I spin a lot of plates. The people involved in the show, there's a lot of plates spinning, and we're dropping plates, motherfucker. It's a bad gig. Hold on just a second. Hey, drink them if you got them. Smoke them if you have them. Hold on. There she is. All right. Right now I'm trying to... I got my FTP protocol going. I'm going to pause that real quick because I'm trying to download some stuff from my server. And I think it's getting in the way of the sanctity of our stream. So let me just pause the queue there, see if that helps a little bit. All right, so, all right, really quick, I'm going to address the people that are in the room. It looks like we do have some people in the room before I get to the questions, just so I can acknowledge you and say hi. Red Fox, hey girl, what's up? Yo back. I got Red Fox saying, fucking awesome, new music is always great. Though, hey, you haven't heard it yet. Don't don't judge. We don't know if it's good or not. Though that sleep schedule, I can relate. Yeah, it's just, Jesus with the sleep. I try. It's fucking really weird. Not just all the stress is kind of waking me up, and I'm sleeping at like really odd times. Like I'll go to bed at 3. I'll sleep for a couple hours, then I'll stay up for about 6 hours, then I'll go sleep at 9 in the morning, and then I'll go to sleep at fucking 1 in the afternoon. It's just a shit show. It's a complete shit show. For those that have been watching or paying attention at all, I've recently got an orchiectomy back in July, and I have hot flashes, right? It's just a thing that happens when, you essentially become a 45-year-old woman. And which I'm not too far off the mark anyway. But you get hot flashes, and that shit wakes me up. It's just blah. It's just nasty. Once I get fucking life in order, I get all these jobs and projects out of the way. Come December, I'm going to be in the clear, and I can concentrate on getting back into a normal schedule. Anyway, glad you feel my pain. I assume if you're going through a similar thing, I feel your pain, and now we're Sisters in Pain. That's a band name. We can be Sisters in Pain. What do you think of that shit? So, let's see here. Who else is in the room? Oh, we got, sounds to be, is that Ahmed Adan? Ahmed Adan? Where are you from, Ahmed? Before I get to the questions, we want to hurry this up along. Don't want to spend too much time doing this. I got a busy day tomorrow. But my stepdad's name is Ahmed. My stepdad is Jordanian. Stepdad of 17 years before the divorce around 2005. But I still call him Dad. He's still my dad. Anyway, so I just thought that's interesting. It's always neat to see somebody that's just not some white motherfucker in the room. Like to have all kinds of folks. We're all inclusive here at the Approximate Podcast. We love all people until you cross us. Let's see here. Why not use disclose? Just for people that are listening, because this is also an audio show only, I'm reading the room, and Ahmed Adan says, if I'm fucking your name up, because the screen is very far away from me, and I need glasses. So blame it on my shitty biology if I'm fucking up your name. Why not use disclose? I don't know what you mean by that. What do you mean by that? I'm not sure what you're referring to, actually. But until he answers, I will go back to Red Fox in our little chat room here. Says, oh, did you get my email? Oh, yeah. I got your email this afternoon. I skimmed over it real quick. I'm going to get to it later tonight. Don't worry. It hasn't been lost. I've just been super duper busy. But yeah, I will tend to it as soon as the show's over, as I'm packing my gear and stuff for the music video thing tomorrow. So, without any further delay, let's see here. I'm going to tend to our first question. I got some notes written here because, again, we're trying to purge the more esoteric questions that I haven't been able to get to over the course of several past shows. Things that have come up in the chat room, just emails I've never gotten to. Anyway, let's purge. Let's fucking purge this motherfucker. Hey, Red Fox, this is for you. Let me go ahead and take a swig here because this one's a bit of a doozy. All right? Hold on. Hold tight. All right. I'm going to take a drag of my cigarette, too. Sorry. This is just the nature of live recording. You're going to hear some shit that is equivalent to what radio calls dead air. But it's okay. You'll stick around. You see my face. You know I'm not fucking around. I don't even edit all that shit out for the listeners when this shit goes up on the SoundCloud. It's part of the charm of the show. I promise. Okay, Red Fox, here we go. Red Fox asked a question, I think 2 shows ago. It was something that was happening in the chat room, and I was glossing right the fuck over it because I was busy with emails and such. So I'm going to try to... This is a weird one, which, of course, like I said, I'll say it again, the more esoteric questions. Okay, hold on. I got notes here. I got the email pulled up. All right. Oh, boy. Okay, so I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible for our listeners at home. Red Fox asks about a convention that happened somewhere in Milwaukee, I imagine not too long ago, within 2017. Okay, that's as narrow as a point I'm going to put on it. So she asked me about this convention called the MythCon. I have no idea what that is, okay? Let's see. And they want to know about this particular convention. There was, again, I'm going to try to simplify this. They were wondering if I had any comments or concerns about the drama between 2 guests on this MythCon thing. I guess 2 folks that were talking to each other on a panel or something. It's a couple of YouTube content creators, Thomas Smith, and this is a doozy. Oh, boy. Sargon of Akkad, a guy named Carl Benjamin. Carl. And something about cyberbullying pressed on by those, the likes of Dr. Christy Winters, Steve Shoves, and demanded 3 of the speakers on the panel be deplatformed, and that the high-profile guest is... Okay, so it's a bunch of... It's a fucking word salad. Here's the deal. Let me simplify this for you. Red Fox wants to know if I have any comments on this convention that happened in Milwaukee called MythCon, and particularly they want me to comment on the showdown between 2 dudes talking at this convention. So what I did was I went and looked up the both dudes in question YouTube pages. Didn't click on, just so you know, didn't click on any videos. I specifically wanted to know about this little skirmish that these people have had and what the drama was. But instead of clicking on a video without any context, because I've never heard of any of these motherfuckers, this is very esoteric. Word of the day, you fucking win $100 if you say it. I don't know what any of this crap is. And so instead of looking at the video, what I did was I tried to create some context for myself before I went mashing the play button. And I went and read some articles about this particular event and this particular duel, this debate, I suppose it was, between these 2 characters. And read a lot of comments on Reddit and the YouTube comments. And here's what I surmise. See, I never did, in all fairness, Red Fox, I never did watch the video. And there's a reason for that. From everything that I read and all the comments, geez, Jeez, man, what are you doing to me? You're killing me, Smalls. Look, just without even pressing play, from everything I've read, I could tell that it was that this was a completely toxic, tedious time kill. The 3 T's, the 3 T's that will fuck the kid up, but the kid ain't got no time for that. It's just reeked of angry young man, you know, and I'm almost 40. And, I mean, I got bills to pay and surgical scars to tend to, you know. I saw this and immediately just the stink that came off of this thing that you were trying to share with me. I was like, dude, I was 25. I don't want to revisit those days of just yelling back and forth over some pseudo philosophical, narcissistic bullshit, anger for anger's sake. I got a real life to live now. I'm an adult. You know what? You know what I'm trying to tend to? Sometimes I drink too much and I shit my pants a little bit. That's a problem I'm interested in. You know? I got real problems. I don't mean to belittle the thing that you were trying to share with me. In fact, I appreciate it. And in all fairness, I may very well go back and take a look at the video, but I got a fucking real life, and I don't have time to yap and listen and get a dopamine rush over trying to feel angry and shit over watching 2 bearded 20-somethings fucking argue with each other about shit that does not absolutely does not matter. The thing that you were trying to show me, just from the context alone, is it's an internet fight writ large on an open stage. Jesus, I can't think of anything more tedious than that. So, I mean, I don't mean to fuck you off. I don't have an opinion. The opinion I'm giving you now is the opinion I have about this particular weird fight at some convention. I don't know what it is. But, yeah, just the whole... there was just this cloud of stink surrounding it that was like, that's not my world. The kid doesn't have time for that shit. Let's move the fuck on. So, Red Fox, I'm sorry, you're not going to be satisfied with that answer, and I know it's going to sound like it's belittling to you, but I don't mean it to be. It's just we're in 2 different fucking worlds right now, and I got a fucking show to tend to, and a band to be in, and a production studio to run. I got tacos to make. I got guests coming back in and out. I gotta fucking try to maintain some kind of semblance of discipline in my home, being my own boss. I got a porn career to look after. I got tacos to make. Motherfucker, I got a cat to feed. I ain't got time for you to blah, blah, blah. Not my gig, man. Not my gig. I simply don't have time for that. I'm always reminded of Billy Joel's song, Angry Young Man, Prelude, Angry Young Man. Was the line. I've gotten past the age of consciousness and righteous rage. I found that just surviving was a noble fight. I'm that old. That's where my head's at. So I'm gonna stop laboring the point. We're gonna get on to a second set of emails here. Let me pull up the thing. Somebody tried. Sorry for the. I'm using my phone to read the emails, and it rang, and I apologize for that intrusion. But we're gonna skip on. And Red, I'm gonna hit you up on the email, so don't fuck off or feel bad or anything. Not that you do. I'm making a presumption there. Let's see. This is gonna be from Evelyn. Evelyn has 3 questions. Evelyn, longtime listener, all-time caller, had some pretty big questions that are kind of. I simplified them. So let's see here. I'll give you the gist. Evelyn basically says her first question is, she's in the military in some degree. I don't know what the fuck she does in the military. I'm sure it's all here and I don't mean to fuck with you and not say what your rank is or what the fuck you do, but Evelyn's in the military, and it got out that she was a trans person or something to the effect of her fellow, I don't know, fucking patriots, what do you call them, soldiers, the people in her rank caught wind of some pictures of her in full on, just dressed up, all womaned out, right? And she was expecting to get a lot of backlash for that, and everybody was very much, oh yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, nobody gave a shit, essentially. And so Evelyn's question was, have you ever been in a position where you expected the worst or a certain kind of, I don't want to color it by saying worse, but did you ever find yourself in a situation where you were in a group of people and you thought they would act a certain way, but they surprised you by completely taking a 180 on what you thought, how you thought they were going to handle you? And I imagine this is specifically relating to the trans thing. Honestly, no. I mean, I've had individuals surprise me. But if you're asking about what my account is and how I've seen other people treat me and expecting something different, it's never really happened to me because I'm so, and I'm not bragging here. This is not that. I'm just saying my nature is to be so forward with who I am and what I am, that I don't give people the opportunity to be surprised or to surprise me with their answer or their response. I take charge of the situation and I make sure I'm comfortable with myself. Fuck you. If you ain't, then, there's a better way to put this. Jesus, I'm flailing here. Well, first of all, it's important to know when you know who you are, when you have a well-rounded sense of self, you got at least 1 foot planted on the ground of reality, you tend to not put yourself around people that would fuck with you. Like, I'm never going to join the army. I know myself so well that I know Army's not on the list. Completely opposed to it, morally, ethically, and pragmatically. It's just, there's nothing about it that works for how this lump of fucking carbon was carved out. It's just, wouldn't do it. So I never get to be surprised by a battalion's reaction to my gender, okay? So, first and foremost, that. But every once in a while, if I'm forced into a situation, which never really happens, I guess, I think the most analogous thing that I could give to that whole you being in the army, people finding out about the trans thing and not giving a shit, and you're surprised about that, is when I came out to my family, when I made an official declaration. First thing they said is what your fucking army buddy said, or whatever branch of the military you're in. They said, "Oh yeah, makes sense. Don't care. Oh, you're coming out. A big surprise to us. Haha. You still coming over on Tuesday for tacos, by the way?" It was nothing. It was fucking nothing. And I guess at that point it surprised me a little bit, or maybe I think it was more a low-level relief, because I had always been weird, quote unquote, to a family that's otherwise not so weird. And it's, I wore on them since puberty, so they never had a chance to be surprised. Like I said, I'm a very forthright person, and I know what I want, and I'm not going to let anybody fuck with me. So I don't associate with people that might even have a chance to fuck with me, let alone surprise me with an opposite reaction. I hope that answers your question. I feel like I've been talking a long time about that. We're going to move on to the second question here. Oh, okay. So Evelyn, this is the second question Evelyn has. Evelyn took some advice of mine and moved away, like literally physically moved away from what was essentially a toxic situation, surrounded by people that made them feel low and made Evelyn feel like her problems it was all about her and how she was shitty. But as soon as she got away from the bad people, she realized, wait a minute, no, the problems that those folks had with me were very much their problems. I'm not hurting anybody. I'm not doing anything wrong. They made me feel like I got to think like I'm a piece of shit. And you're not. All you have to do is just get out of a toxic situation. You got to get away from bad people, you know? You can make a good life anywhere, but the people will always fuck up your plans. And it's so good to hear that you got away from bad people. People that would judge you for essentially nothing that affects them in any way. So good on you. And I'm glad that I can't remember, honestly, what show that was where I gave that advice to you, but I'm glad you took it. I'm glad it worked out. And I really appreciate that. And best of luck in the future. Keep doing the right thing. By just stay away from bad folks. Stay away from bad folks. And don't try to change them or anything. You can't. You have to let people make their own mistakes. And if a bad person has every opportunity in the world to become a good person, but you can't force good on somebody. You have to let them fuck up and be there for them when they do. You can see when a bad person turns, and then it's your responsibility to go, okay, now I got your back now. I see what you did there. Yeah, I know. Don't rub it in their face. Don't say, oh, I told you so. None of that bullshit. You just be there for them, because then when they cross over to being a good person, they're going to need a support group of other good people. And so that's when you step in and go, hey, here I am, buddy. Let's go grab a beer. Let's go have a Philly cheesesteak, huh? And so there's that. And again, thanks for these questions, Evelyn. And then this is our last question before I get to the chat room. I will absolutely get to the chat room because I see it. Oh, yeah, I see it kind of filling up here. I'm going to have to actually read this one because my notes just say asshole. And now I forgot completely what that means. So while I pull that email up, or that question on the email up, again, I'm going to take a sip of beer and grab a drag. I encourage you to do the same, unless you're a teetotaler or one of these folks that put the X's on their hands. Then have a Coke and a smile, motherfucker. Just give me just a second. Here we go. Smoking. Hold on. That's the stuff. All right, here we are. We're back. Okay, so 3. Oh, wow. Question 3, I narrowed down on my notes to the single word asshole, but the question is a paragraph long. I have to find out what the fuck this means. Let's see here. Wait. Oh, no. Okay. My fault. I got some shit out of order. Okay. Just play along with me here. There is a third question. It's out of order, and the asshole thing that I'm referring to is an addendum to the end of these questions. So, 2 things to address. Let's pretend question 3 is question 2. And it's an actual question. Evelyn has been revisiting her interest in the work of Syd Barrett, founder of Pink Floyd, and left after the first album. Have you heard his work? Well, here's the thing. I'm kind of rusty on my Pink Floyd trivia. Huge fan of Pink Floyd. Anybody that's paid attention to any of the videos outside of the podcast on my YouTube channel knows that I have a recently uploaded Pink Floyd medley that my band did in video form. Pretty fun, pretty neat. It was fun to do. Hope you like it if you like Pink Floyd. Hope we didn't destroy any of your favorite bits of Pink Floyd songs. But I was under the assumption that when Syd Barrett didn't leave, he was essentially kicked out, and that he had spent the rest of his days in a sanitarium of some sort. I didn't know that there was a career of Syd Barrett's after Pink Floyd, but that just goes to show how little I've been paying attention or how much I've forgotten. Because when I started getting into Pink Floyd, that was about 97 years ago when I was 17. I had the older kids kind of inundate me with all the things you're supposed to like when you're in high school, your Pink Floyds and your things like that. So I'm going to have to look up Syd Barrett's lore and back catalog, as it were. I was not aware that there was anything after Pink Floyd. I know that there's a lot of stuff from Roger Waters, but I'll just have to look that up, and maybe I'll touch on it again, or you can, maybe remind me later down the road about the Syd Barrett thing. Ask some more specific questions, give me something to kind of chew on and research, and I'd be more than happy to talk about Syd Barrett, because that's Syd Barrett's time in Pink Floyd, and I'm sure the man himself is a cavalcade of interesting stuff. So with that out of the way, let me get to the pre-mentioned addendum to all this, the asshole thing. Pick up the old phone here, and here's the asshole line. Evelyn ends her email to me by saying, "I know you say that you're an asshole." Well, there we go. But you're an honest one, and that's important. I hope one day to buy you a beer and a Philly cheesesteak. Hey, with the beers and the cheesesteaks, on that we can agree. It's easy to sound like an asshole. I don't mean to be an asshole. That's not that's not a persona I choose to cultivate. Being an asshole for the sake of being an asshole or trying to shit on people. It's just, again, I'm going to bring it back to my age, and I've said it on a couple podcasts ago, the one with my sister and Stephanie. I think it was episode 36 or something of the podcast. It was last week's thing. You can find it real easy. I came off really aggressive on that show, and sometimes that'll happen. When you get passionate about something, when you want to address a wrong in the world, it's easy to get fiery. But I'm never an asshole because I'm trying to hurt someone. If I come off blunt, it's, again, because of my age. I just want to cut through the fat, get to the heart of the situation, and say the most blunt thing, in order to help, not to hurt. So if I sound like an asshole, it's only because I sound like an asshole. I can't. Maybe it sounds presumptuous for me to apologize for for other people's perception of me. I don't mean to come off, in that way. But if you feel that I've ever crossed the line with my assholeness, call me on it. Because I'm not trying to cultivate an asshole persona. And I'm more than willing to apologize if I fucked with you. I'm never trying to fuck with you. I'm ever only trying to help. Okay? So with that out of the way, yeah, dude, one day I'd a beer, Philly cheesesteak. Plane tickets are cheap, depending on what time of year you buy them. So I'm sure we can make that happen at some point. So I think with that out of the way, and thank you very much for those questions. With that out of the way, I'm going to tend to the room, and then I'm going to play us out with a song. I can't believe we're already at the 34-minute mark. That is great. I thought this was going to be a nice 15-minute show. Never is. I have a big fucking mouth. Let's see here. So I'm just going to kind of start from the middle. Oh, okay. So I got Red Fox saying, "Take your time." This is, I guess, referring back to the previous question I answered. Yeah, I think I've taken enough time, Red. Let's see. Red Fox says that the answer I gave about her question was exactly what she was expecting. Well, I'm glad I'm so predictable, Red. Let's see. Red Fox says Barrett was around longer than the first album. See, I was under that impression too. I thought he at least made it to. He didn't make it to Animals. Shit. Now I'm forgetting the fucking early albums when they were very, very much a prog rock band. You can think of the Syd Barrett days with Pink Floyd as the Jesus, who did Sledgehammer? What the fuck is his name? I'm forgetting names now. But the early period, they're almost equatable with the early period of Genesis when they were a prog rock band. It's kind of like that switch over. Jesus Christ. And now the only name I can think of is Peter Cetera from Chicago, which I know, Jesus, man. Fuck it, doesn't matter. The analogy sucks anyway. Yeah, but I thought he lasted longer than just the first album. This is gonna bug me. Hold on. Now, Jesus Christ. I'm pulling up some information here. I want you guys to deal with me for just a second, because I'm gonna be pissed when I find out the name of this guy so I can make the analogy, because my brain won't let it go. Okay. Syd Barrett era Pink Floyd, or Syd Barrett is to Pink Floyd as Peter Gabriel is to Genesis. Bam! We made it. And with that little musical piece of shit, I'm going to play us out with a song. So stupid. Hey, I got a harmonica here that's in the key of E. And then I got a guitar here that I can play in the key of E. Let's see if I can do that. This is going to be impossible. This is TGQ&A. I hope I have something to say. TGQ&A. That's how we're gonna end this thing on D. It's TGQ&A. That's not good. TGQ&A. Let's do it on a major. Hey, TGQ&A. Hey, close enough. Fuck it. Good night, everybody.